Hello everyone and welcome to episode 7 of Le Tour de France 2020 with Total Direct Energie. Today's stage is from Millau to Laveur. I'm definitely not pronouncing that correctly. It's 166 kilometers and it's going to be a sprint stage. You just know it. It's pretty much as flat as a pancake apart from a few climbs in there. Before we jump into the briefing, be sure to like the video if you do end up enjoying it and subscribe to the channel if you're new for Tour de France content. There will be something different on the channel as the next video. It will serve as sort of like a break in between the sprint stages, the first sprint week and the time in the mountains, because stage 8 and 9, they look tasty. Without further ado, let's jump into the briefing.
The main thing to grasp today is that the route is flat and it harbours no particular difficulties. A sprint finish is more than likely. It'll be important to pick up maximum points in order to make up lost ground for the green jersey. We don't have what it takes to be in the final sprint. If we want to make a showing, we'll have to be in the early breakaway. Have a good stage.
That's not what I was expecting to hear coming into the stage. He's talking as if Bonifacio just doesn't exist. I mean, fair enough. So, Niki Terpstra wants to be a part of today's breakaway. Manzin wants to finish in the top 20, which is well impossible with that amount of stamina. And Bonifacio wants to finish in the top 10, which is a more reasonable objective. I think I'm going to put Terpstra in the break, and if that doesn't work and he gets reeled in, then I might throw Manzin in the break as well. We'll see what happens. We'll see how it goes. Onto the stage.
Hello and welcome to all. Given the profile of today's stage, it's clear that the sprinters will have ambitions for victory. It would be very surprising if they don't harness their teammates to target a mass sprint in the streets of Laveur.
So I'm going to get Terpstra to the front because he's quite far back in the peloton, and I will skip to when somebody attacks. See you there. I do believe that's Kevin Retzer on the front, and he's gone for the attack. That's annoying because I would have hoped to have been at the front when the attacks began. It's Kevin Retzer and Demarchi that have gone off the front, but there goes Dillier, and I'm going to try and follow him. Terpstra has quite a high stamina stat and recovery stat, so hopefully he will have more blue than any of the riders in the breakaway. Dillier, stage 2, second place, and I will see you at that first climb of the day. 1.6 kilometers until the first climb of the day is crossed, and Demarchi is setting a very high tempo on the front of the group. I'm going to take my red gel to see if I can take possibly 1 point, because I'm pretty sure Demarchi's going to take this unless he's burned out all of his red by pacing on the front. I'm going to sit behind Dillier, and Demarchi should go soon as we've only got 700 meters to go, and off they go now. I'm going to try and take the wheel of Retzer and go for it now. Can I hold on? It's going to be Dillier and Demarchi that goes through, I think, and Demarchi goes over the climb first and takes the 2 points. Dillier second with 1, and we just about miss out, going over the top of the climb in third. I will join you for the category 2, hopefully, because my stamina is quite low and the peloton are less than 2 minutes behind, so they might pace. So the peloton have caught up with the lead group, and I'm going to go again because Oliver Naesen managed to stay away and attack off of the front. I'm going to try and bridge the gap to him. It will be very difficult because Naesen is a very good rider, but I think I can do it. I think Niki Terpstra is good enough to do so. Is anyone else going to attack, or are they too tired to do so? We will find out, and I will skip to the next climb, hopefully, this time.
It's looking good.
Not again, please, not again, not stage 2 over again. Am I going to make it? No. Oh, I'm going to have to wait for Kelderman now, and now Demarki's attacked off the front, and I think there might be too big of a group again, so the peloton are going to have to pace again, so we're going to get caught again, and it's awful. I'm getting flashbacks from stage 2, this is really bad. This is really bad. I don't know how this video is going to look, but it's going to look interesting, because it's not going to be like the other videos I've had to edit. So, yeah, I will skip to whatever the next highlight is. Or low light, it seems, for Nicky Terpstra. 116 kilometers to go until the finish line, and I've blown up. I was following Kelderman's wheel the whole time. Demarki also joined us, and he ended up falling off the back. And we now had a group of Valgren and Oliveira join us, and they ramped up the pace, and I was still fast forwarding, and it all went wrong. And now I'm here. So this is just going to be the most stupid stage I've ever had to edit. 111 kilometers to go, and I am about to make the catch with Wilco Kelderman, and I think we're going to do something a little different. Cue the dramatic music, and let's have a time lapse to see if we can reach Oliver Naesen. I'm confident.
The leaders team.
And we did it! The catch has been made! I mean, I came into it confident, but that was all a joke because I wasn't expecting to actually make it to them, but yeah, I'm a bit lost for words. I apologise. I will see you at the top of this Category 2 climb. 1.3 kilometers to go until the top of this climb, and we are on the front and setting a pace at the moment. Hopefully Oliveira can lose the wheel slightly so we can have a better chance at getting the Category 2. I've just realised that's not going to happen because I remember we've got Kelderman in the group and Oliver Naesen and Valgren. Oh no. We might take some points though, we might take the actual climb. Oh, it's Oliver Naesen that does it. But we take second, and that's 3 points for the climber classification. I doubt we're going to win it with Terpstra, but every point's good, and it means a longer video, I guess. So yeah, I will see you at the next climb. 1.3 kilometers to go until the top of this Category 4 climb. I believe it's the last climb on the road. I just cannot remember anymore. This stage has been too brain-numbingly exciting and yet at the same time dull. But here goes Naesen round the outside and Kelderman following in. I'm going to try and keep up with them, stay on the back and then launch my sprint later, but it looks as if a gap has formed and it's going to be too late of a sprint it seems, and Valgren takes it, Naesen in second, Kelderman third, but they don't get points. It's going to be Valgren taking one and nobody else getting a point. I was right in it being the last climb on the road, and we are heading towards the sprint, which will be shown next.
There will be 20 points for whoever is first.
1.8 kilometers to go, and I'm on the wheel of Oliver Naesen. I'm going to open up and go round Naesen and Valgren now to be at the front, so I have the optimum. I'm just chatting now for no reason. This stage has made me go mental. Off they go. It's slightly downhill, so I might have messed up my sprint, but I'm going to take home fourth. And I'm going to go back to Bonifazio to see if I can sweep up the rest of the points. Hopefully I can. And we're decently placed at the moment. I'm going to try and take a wheel of someone, preferably Groenewegen, but I think he's too far ahead now for me to weave my way through and get to him, although there is a chance. I'm going to go, I don't know whose wheel I'm going to go with, but I'm just going to go myself.
The gap is decreasing, guys. The peloton should be there for the stage
I'm on
win.
Graveria's wheel now, on Groenewegen's wheel. Can I get round him in time? No. Oh well, it's not 8th, it's not 9th, it's 10th. 10th, 6 points for Bonifazio.
riders up front
is a solid return. I'll take that.
still have something left. They're upping the pace to try to hold out.
19 kilometers to go, and I'm going to attack away from this group because Oliver Narsson is now building a gap up front on his own. It looks as though both Kort Nielsen and Valdren are going with me. Can we make it to Ollie Narsson? Over to Postcom Taylorson. So here is your leader on the road. It's Oliver Narsson, and there is a group of 3 behind. As I mentioned before, it's Terpstra, Valdren and Kort Nielsen. Terpstra just joining back with Valdren and Kort Nielsen after taking a monstrous turn on the front. Now Valdren hits the front, and it looks as though they're working together quite well at the moment. We'll see how long that takes, and we'll see how close they can get to Oliver Narsson, if they can even get to him. As here we see Oliver Narsson going under the 1 kilometer to go banner. He's got it in the bag. Surely now, Oliver Narsson, he raises his arms and he wins the stage. Here's the group behind. It's going to be Terpstra that kicks for the line. And can he do it? Yes, it's going to be second place for Nicky Terpstra of Total Direct Energie. Here is the group behind, the third group on the road. Kelderman and Oliveira going under the 1 kilometer to go banner. Who's going to take it out of these two? It's really for minor positions now. Nobody is going to challenge for the general classification or take big time. It looks like they're just not going to sprint for it. So we're going to go to Dylan Groenewegen as they sprint for the line, going under the 1 kilometer to go banner now. And it's a tight one, but it looks as though, was that Terpstra that took it? I couldn't really see. We will see in the classified results. Next. Here is the slow motion cool celebration of Oliver Narsson. By far the best rider today. Timed his attack to perfection when the original breakaway was caught up, and he crosses the line without really having to do much. I mean, he was that far ahead of Kort Nielsen, Valdren and Terpstra. It was a bit like Wellens in the last stage. He had more than enough time to celebrate going over the line. As you can see, look how far the gap is. But here he comes onto the podium now, your stage winner of AG2R Le Mondial, Oliver Narsson. We knew that this stage was barely going to impact the general classification, and it has lived up to that expectation. Jakob Fuglsang still in the yellow jersey for at least tomorrow. It's going to be interesting though in that next stage, because it's the first real big mountain stage, and it's also going to be an interesting one for Benoot to see if he can keep that polka dot jersey that he retained again today.
Great, guys! I wasn't expecting anything from this stage, and you bring home a podium place? Well done to you all!
So, Oliver Narsson wins stage 7 of this Tour de France, and he wins it by over a minute, by 1 minute and 11 actually, from Nicky Terpstra in second, Magnus Kort Nielsen third, and Valdren fourth, both at 1 minute and 11. Then came Nelson Oliveira in fifth at 3 minutes and 25 in a group with Wilco Kelderman. Bonifacio actually finished best of the rest at 3 minutes and 47 down, with Van Aert being the second best sprinter in that group, and Alaphilippe with a good performance in ninth. The general classification stays the same, with Fuglsang still leading that. The only real change in the top 12 is that Kwiatkowski has overtaken Simon Yates for 11th place, with Yates going down to 12th. Kwiatkowski at 4 minutes and 25 seconds behind Fuglsang. Interestingly, Jonathan Hivert has moved up yet another spot in the general classification, going up to 21st at 10 minutes and 31 down overtaking Tadej Pogacar in 22nd. He's at 11 minutes and 25 seconds now. Kalmazan also finishing fairly high means that he gets bumped up the classification as well, going up 2 places to 29th, but I think we're chasing a lost cause with him. He's going to go for the mountains, I think. Michael Valgren keeps slowly making his way up the climber classification. He's now up into 4th on 15 points. However, that's still 13 points behind Tish Benoot in 1st. Dylan Groenewegen stays at the top of the points classification. Egan Bernal is still at the top of the young rider standings, 1 minute and 3 seconds ahead of Evenepoel and 11 minutes 13 now ahead of Tadej Pogacar in 3rd. And finally, Team Ineos are still at the top of the team classification and we are moving our way up. We're up to 9th now, overtaking Bahrain Merida, and we are 36 minutes and 53 seconds behind Ineos. Looking at rider recovery, it's not bad for Bonifacio and Kalmazan and Yver, especially Kalmazan and Yver. Now we're going into the mountains. Here's the stage for tomorrow. We are going, it's definitely a mountain stage, and we are going to Luden. I'm not even going to pronounce that, but this could be a place to keep up with the favourites, I think. If we can stay with them on the descent, then I think we could be in with a chance. And I won't see you for that next episode. I will see you for that in 2 episodes' time because I've got a little bit of filler content coming in. It's going to be a new series. It's not going to be a very long series, but I thought it would be some fresh content on the channel and allow us to have a little bit of a break from this. So there will be a filler content video posted next on the channel. I think you'll still enjoy it, and I think I'm going to spend the most time on it that I've ever spent on a video before on this channel. So, yeah, I will see you for that stage in 2 episodes' time. Remember to subscribe if you're new and enjoy the content. If you enjoy it that much, drop it a like and leave a comment with stuff that I can do to improve this channel. I want to get better at this. And that's all I've got to say, really. Stay safe. Enjoy yourselves, and goodbye.